in Lubbock Saturday night, and a hard-fought, passionate win, because you look over the last few years at how hard it's been for Big 12 South teams to play in Lubbock. The record other than Texas is 3-12. So it's been just a place that's taken some great teams down. We've lost out there as number 1 in the country. We've lost out there as number 4 in the country. So I'm really, really proud that our guys have come back now, and we're 4-3 in Lubbock and won 3 out of the last 4. So they understand the environment. They were ready to play. They played tough. We didn't do everything right, but usually out there you're not going to. The only time I can remember us just going out there and lighting it up was in '04 when we scored 51 points, and it was kind of Vince Young's coming out party. And other than that, it's been a tough thing. That was our 13th straight win in the Big 12, which is exciting for us. It was also our 8th straight road win, which is very difficult to do. But I was proud of the guys, and especially the character. Even when we had our adversity, they didn't give up. They hung in there and played really well. We thought time of possession going into the game, looking at previous trips out there, was really important. And once again, it was. We had the ball 37 minutes and 44 seconds compared to their 22-16. In the first quarter, we had the ball 12 minutes, so we got off to the fast start. And then the fourth quarter, we had the ball 10 minutes and 54 seconds. So we turned that trend around that had bothered us in the first 2 ball games. Jumping out 14-0 was really important. Up until that point, that's the kind of offense we want to be. We looked really good. We were running up and down the field. And then we got down to make it 21. I thought the play call was great. We had a screen pass call that looked like it scored. The ball's tipped and intercepted. And after that, we have another ball that's tipped and intercepted for a touchdown. So we turned the ball over and slowed down our momentum early in the game, and were sporadic after that getting it back. Our special teams played really well. They really helped us with field position. We still aren't scoring as much in special teams as we'd like, so we need to block a kick. We got close, but we roughed the punter this week. Well, we've been close in each week, but we're not getting that done. So as you look at it, our kickoff coverage, we had 2 tackles inside the 20. It's something that's been a problem here in the past, and we're doing really well with that now. 1 touchback, and the average starting position for Texas Tech was the 21-yard line. Extra point was 3 for 3. Field goal 1 for 1. They had 6 points and came up with the pooch punt at the end of the game that backed Tech up again and kept them in tough field position. Our punting team averaged 39.7 yards per punt. I was really proud of John Gold with his 55-yard punt. We had 3 punts down inside the 20, which again really affects field position. The fake punt was successful again from the minus 30-yard line, and you can call that when you've got confidence in your kids. They think they're going to make it when we fake. So those are things that allow you to trust your kids and have some fun with it, because they always like the fakes. That gets them excited on the boundary. It changes momentum. And even if you miss it, you're still being aggressive, and the kids like for you to be aggressive. We did have a face mask penalty for on the 16-yard return, which really hurt us in field position on one of their punt returns. We just had 1 opportunity for kickoff return, and it was poor. We didn't block anybody, and we had opportunities if we'd gotten 2 guys blocked on our side to have a huge return, and we had 2 guys just miss their guys. Punt block and return, Curtis Brown had a 15 and 20-yard return. He made some great decisions on that team. We did have a holding penalty on punt return, and it was a critical error when we ran into the punter. You run into the punter when it's 4th and 4, and it's like a turnover. It gives the ball back, so that's something that we have to correct. Special teams players of the week, Curtis Brown for his punt returns and good decisions. Adrian Phillips covered 5 kickoffs, recorded 3 tackles, and had 1 assist, so Adrian's playing really, really well on special teams for us. And Alex Zomberg, our snapper, has done a great job with snaps, and he also led the charge on the fake punt. Offensively, we had great time of possession. We had an 80-yard drive with 22 plays. The longest drive we've had since we've been here was 19 plays against Iowa State a number of years ago. So we had the 22 plays that took over 12 minutes. And we had another drive that we took off of the 1-yard line down to the 10-yard line, and that's the one that bounced off Malcolm Williams' hands and had the interception. So we should have gotten points out of both of those long drives. We overcame a lot of adversity throughout the night. There were 3 holding penalties by our offensive line, which we can have. And on 2 of those drives, we overcame holding penalties. We kept Texas Tech in bad field position. We did get very conservative in the fourth quarter when it was evident that Tech was not going to be able to score. So the most important thing for us is to win a game and take care of the football, and we did that. Same with the pooch punt at the end of the game. Instead of trying to kick a 50-yard field goal that could have been blocked, because that was the only way Tech could win because they were struggling offensively. Offense created 9 explosive plays. We had very, very few penalties. James Kirkendall and Marquise Goodwin both had 15 yards after contact. Fozzie had 33 yards after contact, and Cody had 23 after contact. But we need to be more consistent. We were very, very inconsistent on offense, and we need to play relaxed, I think. I think they're trying too hard. You see drives and you see plays that look so good and look like what we want to be, and then you get totally out of character and see things that we just can't possibly have. So we've got to make sure that we can go back and get more consistent. We were poor at the end of the game in 4-minute offense. We can be conservative, but you can still make first downs, and we didn't do that. We had 6 drop passes. We gave up 3 sacks. We were 4 for 7 in the red zone because of turnovers and 6 for 20 on third down. So none of that is good enough to win consistently, and those are all things that we have to improve. The offensive player of the game was James Kirkendall. The offensive lineman of the game was David Snow. The big hit was Fozzie Whitaker on the tough goal line run, and the biggest contributor was Garrett Gilbert. We're really proud of Garrett that he did not panic when he had the worst luck I've ever seen with the tip balls. So he is what we think he is with his composure and his confidence. There was some, but we do need to get more consistent. There was a question about time management before the half. Ed Cunningham called us out, and what we felt was that we wanted the 2 timeouts in our pocket because we wanted to have the young quarterback with 1:31 from the 50-yard line with 2 timeouts, and we wanted to control some of the time that Garrett had instead of letting the clock control it. So we thought we did exactly what we wanted to do. If we had to do it over again, we'd do the same thing, except we'd try to make first downs instead of having 2 bad plays, and it ended up that it didn't matter anyway. DJ Monroe touched the ball 1 time in the game, and he did really well, and we're still trying to work out ways to get it to him more, and we need to. He did a good job when he was in there, and he's earning more chances to get the ball, and we got to have continued explosive plays. Defensively, we gave up 7 points, which was great. You have to stop their pass attempts to less than 3.3 yards per attempt, and we stopped that to 2.9. They had 43 attempts for 90 yards. We forced 3 turnovers and had a 4th down stop, so actually 4 for our defense. They were 3 on 14, 3 of 14 on third down situations, 8 of 23 on first down situations. We had 14 hits on the quarterback, 10 3 and outs, 5 sacks, and we handled sudden change 100%. We only had 3 missed tackles for 33 yards, and I thought our defensive staff did a really good job of rotating the front guys and keeping fresh legs, because we rotated 8 pass rushers up front. And when you dominate time of possession and your offense is on the field so much, your defense doesn't get as tired in that fourth quarter. And usually Tech can move the ball and score in the fourth quarter, and we were more fresh this time. We did give up a 25-yard run, so there was a big play there. Tech did score 1 of 2 in the red zone, so we've got to do better in that area. But we did hold Tech to 144 yards, which is the least they've gained since 1982, which was 134 yards. The entire defense played really well, so our defensive player of the week was the entire defense. We didn't feel like we could separate them. We had to stop their running game, which includes their screens and their bubble passes that hurt us so much last year and 2 years ago. And Blake Gideon had 5 tackles in those areas. So he got our hard hat award again. Has nothing to do with his call again for the targeting, but that's he played really, really well other than that. Ball Hawks, Dervani Johnson, Eddie Jones, Emmanuel Acho, Jackson Jeffcoat, Blake Gideon, and Curtis Brown and Aaron Williams all caused some kind of turnover in the game. For UCLA, last time they were here, it wasn't good for us. It was 66-3. We need the crowd to be pumped. We need them to be excited. They had a big win over Houston this weekend, and they will come in here with a lot of excitement and understanding that they can turn their year around by coming in here and getting after us. And Rick Neuheisel does a great job.